Okay, first of all, let's just address the elephant in the room. If you clicked on this episode with a little bit of an eye roll, I don't blame you. The last thing high salary earners need is to have a pity party thrown for them. And I promise you, this is not what this episode's about. But I do think it's important to talk about some of the inevitable obstacles that you all are going to face no matter what our income looks like. This is everything from lifestyle creep to investment decisions to home ownership. And just because you get a raise or switch jobs and you start making more money doesn't mean that all of your problems get easier or go away. In fact, I talk to people all the time who make way more money than the average American and they're still living paycheck to paycheck. So today, I'm sharing 4 sneaky problems that happen to you when you start making more money. Now, if you are in a tight money season right now, let this just be a little bit of a reality check that the grass isn't always greener. If you are in a period of financial growth, let this be a reminder that it takes work to manage your money wisely. All right, first, let's start with the classic that somehow always makes its way into the family dinner chat. Taxes. And I must say, the boomers have a point, you guys. When you make more money, you genuinely do have to give up more money in taxes. Now, before we get too dramatic here, let's just remember that taxes, generally are supposed to be for a good thing. They're supposed to pave roads and pay for our children's public education. But taxes can put people in a tough financial spot when they unexpectedly increase. So I highly recommend reaching out to a pro or using Ramsey Smart Tax to make sure that you're in good shape when it comes to your taxes, which is next week, or if you're watching this at a later date next year. Another sneaky problem with making more money is constantly having more to maintain. So whether it's owning your first home or investing in good mutual funds or buying a car in cash, the more money you have, the more you have to keep tabs on. And it's great to finally be at a spot where you're able to level up your financial decisions and start making good habits when it comes to investing. But then that means it comes with more options, sometimes comes with more risk. So I'm here to tell you that once you get married or have kids, it still continues. It's not just your car's maintenance that you budget for, it's your spouse's as well. And then eventually your kids. More money doesn't always solve your existing problems. It just can create some new, more advanced ones. Now, keep in mind, there's a simple solution to all of this that we're going to talk about in just a second. But first, let's hear about sneaky problem number 3. The third challenge when it comes to having more money is getting your finances in order for the long term. So some things you have to think about putting into place is umbrella insurance, making sure that you're covered, all of your assets. If someone falls off your front step, that they can't just take everything. You have umbrella insurance. Even into estate planning, the more you have, the more investments, maybe the more real estate you have to pay for lawyers to come in and do it properly and make sure, there's things that are have to do with taxes and all the things we talked about earlier. There's so much planning that goes in. A lot of this kind of over the top of my head, even sometimes for me, of this conversation. But it's really important to be wise because you want to be good managers of your money, whether you have a little or you have a lot. And again, if you have more to manage, there's going to be more details and probably more people involved to do it wisely. The fourth sneaky problem with making more money is that at the end of the day, money makes you more of who you already are. So lifestyle creep is real and old habits die hard. If you think back to what you made in your very first job and try to remember your very first salary, what your very first annual salary was. And if you've been working for a while, that number probably looks a lot less than what you're making now. And yet some of you still feel stretched financially. So if you're stuck in that paycheck to paycheck cycle, it doesn't matter how much is in your paycheck. Really, your money tendencies are going to be at any income level. So you have to be intentional about changing some of those bad money habits. And again, all this may sound really simple, but addressing your behavior around money will make a much bigger difference than getting stuck on the rat wheel of just trying to make more and more money. Now, at this point, you might be thinking, well, if it's bad to be broke and it's bad to be wealthy, what am I supposed to do? But listen, the truth is contentment and stability can be true in both situations. So let's talk about a proven plan that I mentioned earlier. And simply put, it means paying off debt, saving, and investing. So if you've not been intentional when it comes to your money, check out the Ramsey baby steps. This is everything from saving up for an emergency fund to getting out of debt to investing to retirement, planning for your kids' college, paying off the house. But it walks you through a set of principles that over time eventually will end up changing your habits because of the choices that you have to make. And your behavior change in this is one of the greatest things that you can do. And once you start implementing these principles and you start budgeting and keeping track of your progress month to month on where your paycheck goes, you're gonna be golden. But just don't take my word for it. Click a link on the episode here because you're gonna hear some shocking statistics and some incredible stories when it comes to millionaires and how they've achieved financial success by working the baby steps. You're not gonna believe it when you hear their salaries, but you guys, it is powerful. And if you haven't been budgeting, make sure to check out EveryDollar. You can go to everydollar.com and create your first budget because you gotta start somewhere, you guys. And taking control of your salary, taking control of your income is one of the best things that you can do when it comes to building wealth. So remember to take control of your money and create a life you love.